Yo, what's up, guys? It's Frank here, bringing back yet another day, ladies and gentlemen. Today's video, we're back with a No Man's Sky review. Now, this is going to be a very challenging review to get across to most of you viewers because this is a procedurally generated type of a game, and it relies so heavily on that type of thing that not everybody's going to have the same exact, experience, the same exact fun, the same exact outcomes for anything for that matter. Even the music's randomly generated. Like, it's all switcheroo. It's just, take this review with a grain of salt. This is my opinion. I'm giving it to you guys, for you guys to see how far you guys can throw it. I don't know. Needless to say, don't forget, everybody's ideas are their own, and I'm not intended to make this rub off on you guys so you guys do or don't play it more. So, yeah. With No Man's Sky being a procedurally generated, I guess you could say, universe with over 19 quintillion planets, this review is complicated. Nonetheless, Minecraft has been reviewed, and that's along the same lines of this. Now, this is like, if you wanted to add in two games to equal No Man's Sky's formula, it's quite literally Spore and Minecraft just mixed together, just like if they got together and they had a kid. That's essentially what No Man's Sky is. But now, for my experience of how I've played No Man's Sky, I started off, I was really confused. They don't tell you anything in the beginning, which is I guess that's their own purpose for why they want to do it, but I would have loved to have been told, certain things or what, something else is supposed to equal out to. And I'm still figuring out new things that I didn't know about. That's like on my exosuit, on my actual character. I had no clue about it whatsoever. I'm like, oh, I didn't know I could, upgrade booster packs or jump boost pack stuff, I guess you could say. So that was one of the minor things. Now, I want you to keep in mind, they said they're going to be updating this game. Once again, it still falls under the same formula that Minecraft does, because Minecraft's still being updated and still having plentiful amounts of things being added to it. This will too, but for the day one, the day one packaging that comes with it, that's what's going to be reviewed. What is actually there. The day one update will essentially flake off on this because day one update affects the game, and that's the only one I've played. I haven't actually played a review copy of it, so yeah. Now, as far as new experiences and insane things for you to do as promised, where you hop essentially from planet to planet to planet, finding new discoveries, I actually, within the first few planets, not exactly within the first few planets, within the first few galaxies, I guess you could say, the first few stars, you can start to see a pattern as to how it's working about. Like, you'll start to notice these trees, they're in another planet, these animals are in another planet, and they just, like, when you scan them, they actually come up with a different name to make them seem like they're different. So that's one of the variable things. It's not actually like entirely crazy new, different animals every single time, because I've seen some of them multiple times. Oh, those dirty, dirty birds. Yeah, there's actually like birds and bats in this, and they're flying around. They're really pesky and really annoying if you want to try and get a zoology upgrade. It's really confusing and weird. Nonetheless, sidetracking for my own beliefs, as far as the graphics go in this game, it's a great art style. Obviously, I wouldn't say something like, what has good art style? I guess Borderlands, you can't really say that it's insane graphic-wise, because what exactly are we comparing with graphics? Are we saying realistic? Are we saying it's just really, like, pleasant to the eyes? Is it really creative and artistic? It has its own sense of how it's running things. The art looks very acceptable, very nice. Once again, I feel like it's more, a level up from Spore. I still like to fall back to that. One thing that they did say was also, with music, for some reason, they decided to make that randomly generated and procedurally generated too. I haven't exactly found that yet because I don't really listen to the music a whole lot. I usually have my own music playing on the background. What's really weird is it has sudden outbursts of music where it's all of a sudden playing and then just stops within like 30, 35, 40, 50 seconds. So I don't know if that one's on purpose, but it's just kind of all rammed in together. And then there's the, I guess the static music that you'd hear in the background regularly. Not just like tracks put in here. That's why they can't really have an OST, which is an official soundtrack. They can't really have something like that for No Man's Sky, because I'm sure there's a lot of soundtracks. But it's just these random features that really does like live up to the game's expectation of procedurally generated. It's now the question is, how long did it take and why exactly did you do that? So it's not anything that's really, really, really bad. I'm kind of curious as to how much effort they had to put into that. Now, with finding players, this is something I cannot stress out enough. People think you can find each other, for all the people that just read a small little article and it said, oh, there's multiplayer, well, you can't find your friend. There's actually been, on day one, 2 people that were on the same planet and they weren't even there. So, day one, they didn't have anybody together with each other. No matter what that clarified, they did say that there is going to be a certain way to meet other people, and I still haven't met other people. I saw my friend playing, and he was on his account, and he actually saw somebody had actually like uploaded, which you can do, by the way. You can upload your own worlds and your own discoveries. They had uploaded like a planet or two in his system for the place that he was in, and that was really interesting, but we never encountered anybody. And it's kind of questionable, but nonetheless, they don't have that working right now, so that's a negative to the impact of the score. Another thing that's really tedious, as you can see on the screen right now, I'm buying upgrades, and you don't have a whole lot of inventory space for a crafting game. Like, once again, falling back to Minecraft, I'm going to do this so many times, I shouldn't even say once again anymore. They don't have stuff like, for instance, chests in Minecraft. They don't have those extra inventory spaces. They have your starship, which is going to have 4 or 5 extra spaces, and then they have your exosuit. And you have to actually sacrifice those spaces if you want to get upgrades. Upgrades are going to take place of one of those slots. I personally don't like it. Once again, this is my review. This is how I feel about the game. You can say what you want to down in the comment section, but for the moment, this is just how I'm thinking. I would say it's a good way of leveling out the game. I would say you should let them get a much easier version of upgrading. Otherwise, you have to find upgrades and then purchase them, and then you have to fly around again. So, it's a lot of, I guess you could say, quoted from Jim Sterling, mundane tasks. A lot of things, if you have your own set of goal, like, I'm gonna go to this much planets and find all of this on one planet, well, that's what you can do. But, at the same time, Minecraft, for the end of that, you progress to go to the end. In this, you go to the center of the universe, or the galaxy. I'm pretty sure it's the center of the galaxy. So you go all the way over there, but everybody's flocking into there, and it's just it's supposed to be a massive server. So I haven't gotten there yet, so I don't exactly know what I'm supposed to say for that. There is a task at hand, but with this size, I feel like there should be multiple individual tasks. One cool aspect that they added in, one positive thing, was you can learn about the language of the aliens that you're visiting. There's no backstory to you, really. There's actually less of a backstory for you than there is in, like, Minecraft, I want to say. But you're actually meeting these aliens, and you're talking to them, and you're learning their language. And when you actually, like, those knowledge stones that you saw back there, those little circular, I guess, those rounded spheres that you just saw, I guess that's what it's called. I don't exactly know the shape right now. I can't really think. those actually give you words, and then eventually they'll fill in when you have enough words. I think it's like 100 or something, and it'll fill out the entire vocabulary so you can understand what they're saying. And then they'll ask you little questions. In the beginning of the game, it's really difficult, but they'll ask you little questions, and you'll answer, and it'll essentially go either positive or negative. It's kind of like a karma system. Uh, I've done multiple negative ones on accident, and let's just say the relationship status between us, there's actual relationship status, by the way, wasn't really, that strong afterwards. So it's a cool kind of risk factor kind of thing that they have. But once again, this game, you randomly find stuff in. So that stone I randomly found. Those aliens I will randomly find. There's not like, built cities on this one special planet that you should go to. It's actually just like scattered about, so you have to want to explore. You can't just, if you like linear gameplay, if you like Uncharted or Last of Us, I'm not just saying that as a negative standpoint on those games. I love both of those, but they are linear, and like Call of Duty, where you go in a straight line from point A to point B, this is not the game for you if you like that way more. I caught my eye a lot on a bunch of other things, and then I'd go and explore, and then I'd lose track of time. But eventually, after seeing those, you start to get a little bit sick of it. Just a little bit. This is not exactly a negative review. This is not exactly a positive review either. I'm trying not to make it all biased, but when you come down to it, it is kind of biased, especially for this, about how your gameplay was perceived, how you thought it was. I want to say, if you want a non-biased kind of review, go to Metacritic, because there's a ton of people there. And they just, like, it sums all of the reviews up into a percentile, and then you can go and see how that looks from there. One thing to keep in mind in this is the internet is your best friend. If you don't know how to do something or find a certain thing, you need Reddit, you need IGN's walkthroughs, you need Wikipedia to help you essentially do what you want to do. Which I don't really like, but it's still not a bad idea. I mean, like, I couldn't find a certain, let's say, I couldn't find copper, or aluminium as British people say. I would have to go and look it up, and then it would tell me where I might find them, give me little hints or indications. I'm like, okay, that's cool, or how am I supposed to be able to build something, and just, like, understand all of this. So, that's pretty much all I can really get out of this review. It's a really difficult review. If I had something linear, once again, like Call of Duty or something, it's really easy to review. But this, on the other hand, is a reviewer's nightmare. I don't normally do reviews, but I felt like this game, and maybe a few other games, really deserved it. I was wondering if I should say deserved. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I'm going to end it here. This has the flame. And I am out. Peace, guys. Thank you for watching. Once again, don't forget, take it with a grain of salt. Peace out. Bye-bye.